Now when we look at dividing fractions, we're going to actually look at the process of what division means. So to start with, I'm looking at 8 divided by 2. Well, I know the answer is 4, but why is it 4? Well, it's 4 because I want to know how many times 2 goes into 8. Right, so looking at this one here, surely this is the same over here. And I'm going to say how many thirds go into 2. How many 2's go into 8 is 4. How many thirds go into 2? Right, well, let's have a look. Here I've got thirds and thirds. So how many thirds go into 2? It's in fact 6. Now that's interesting because I've got here 2 and a third and it gives me the answer of 6. Can you see what's going on? If I'm dividing by a third, 3 thirds make a whole. 3 thirds make a whole. So it's 2 lots of 3, which is 6. So surely I can use that now for these questions here. Because what I'm doing is if I'm dividing by a third, it's the same as how many times 2. 3 times 2. It's the same as 2 times 3. Or perhaps 3 over 1. And that is the reciprocal. Remember, the upside down. So it looks like when we're dividing by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Now, are we going to use that here? Let's have a look. How many quarters go into 5? Well, 4 quarters is a whole. So we've got, imagine 5 circles and they're all cut into quarters. That's 5 times 4. In other words, 5 times 4 over 1. And because we're dealing with fractions and we're dealing with multiplying, I'm going to change that to 5 whole ones times by 4 over 1, which gives me 5 times 4, 20, over 1 times 1, which is 1, and 20 is the answer. So, when we are dividing by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So over to this one now, finally, we have got 4/5. Dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, 15 over 2. And as soon as I got a multiplication, I start looking at cross-cancelling and things like that. So what can I do? Can I say anything? Yes, I can. 5 and 15. 5's divided into 5 once, and 5's divided into 15 3 times. Can I say anything else? Yes, 2 and 4. 2's going to 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. So what I'm left with is 2 times 3 at the top, and underneath 1 times 1. And that gives me 6 over 1, or in other words, 6. And there you go.